Hey, how's it going on YouTube? Leonard here, back again with the deck profile for you all. As today, my buddy Tyler's over, and I have his Claret Sword deck. I haven't really done a Shadow Paladin deck profile yet, nor a match, since there aren't too many people who play it in my community, and there aren't too many builds for Shadow Paladin at the moment, unless it's some really hype build or one that's very big right now, such as Abyss and Claret Sword right here. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, for the first grade 3, we play Supremacy Dragon and Claret Sword Dragon. Its skill is once per turn, GB2. Sack 2 of your cards and it gets plus 10k and a crit. And its on stride skill is Counterblast 1 on stride. You search your deck for up to 1 grade 1, call it to Rearguard Circle, and that new unit gets plus 2000 power. Next, we play 3 Overbearing Knight Gilvas. I'm not sure how to say this, but its skill is once per turn, GB1. You may pay the cost, retire 2 of your own rear guards, and if you pay that cost, it gets a new effect, plus 5000 power. And when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you would choose 2 of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. And its stride break skill is generic. When your G unit stride, it gets plus 5k. All right, next we play 4. Dark Pride Dragon. Its skill is GB1. On when this unit is put into the drop zone, when it's used as a retirement for a cost by one of your units. If you have a Vanguard with Claret Sword Dragon in the name, that's grade 3 or higher. Search your deck for up to 1 Dark Quartz Dragon, call it to Rearguard Circle, and if you do, countercharge 1. Next, we play 4 Dark Knight Maiden Maka, or Matcha, however you want to say this. Its skill is GB1 on Rearguard Circle. Counterblast 1 when this unit is being boosted. When it attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 grade 1 and call it to Rearguard Circle. Then shuffle your deck. Lastly, for the grade 2s, we play a Fierce Bow. This is from the 2015 BWC. Its skill is GB1. On Rearguard Circle, during your turn, if the number of rearguards in the back row you have is 1 or less, it gets plus 2k, so it becomes an 11k attacker. And it gets a new skill. When it attack hits a Vanguard, you soul charge 1, and then you unflip 1 card in your damage zone. Because this deck is very counterblast heavy, so, good means to unflip damage, yet still hit for really nice numbers. Alright, now let's move on to the grade 1s. For the grade 1s, we play 4 Dark Quartz Dragon. Its skill is GB1. When it's placed on Rearguard Circle, if you have a Vanguard that's grade 3 or higher with Claret Sword Dragon in the name, choose one of your Vanguards, and that and this card get plus 3000 power. Next we play 3 Stride Enabler. 3 Guru Bow. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Shadow Paladin Vanguard, it gets plus 2k, so it attacks for 9. 3 Perfect Guard, unflipping Perfect Guard, because like I said, this deck is quite counterblast heavy, so that's kind of necessary. And that's it for the normal units of the deck so far. Now let's move on to the trigger lineup. Play 4 of the Claret Sword Crit, Taboo Mage Kafar. 2 Leaping Knight Ligan Luma. And 2 Revenger Air Raid Dragon. So that's 8 crit total. The reason as to why I play all these multiple types of crits is to kind of confuse the opponent, mess around with them a bit, make them think about how many crits I'm playing, but it's just something silly to do. Next, for the draws, we play 3 draws, and I tech in 1 stand. This stand is Cursed Eye Raven, and its skill is GB1. Rest this unit and put it into the top of your deck. Shuffle your deck, look at through the top 2 cards of your deck, search up to 2 cards from among them, call them to separate open Rearguard Circle as rest, and then put the rest of the cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. At the end of that turn, retire the units called from this effect. So this is normally used to be searched out with your Claret Sword. If you don't have enough retirements, use this skill, return this card back to your deck, and search for top 2 cards of your deck for more stride retirement. That's pretty much all it's used for. And lastly, of course, we play 4 heal. You can't go wrong with that there. And then let's move on to our starters of the deck per se. Well, this can be used as a starter, but I use Mac Nessa instead. But let's go on with these three first. This is Promising Knight David. Its skill is GB1. When you're using this to retire, this counts as 2 retirement costs. It's very, very much of a necessity in this deck, seeing how you retire a ton, because it's Shadow Paladin, of course. And this really, really helps save off on how many units you need to sack off on your field. And for the starter, I play Knight of Meditation Mac Nessa. Its skills GB1, Counterblast 1, put it into your... when this unit is put into your drop zone from Rearguard Circle from your unit's ability, you repay the cost. If you do, choose one of your Vanguards, and that unit gets an extra ability. If it hits a Vanguard, choose one of your opponent's Rearguards and retire it. So it's just a really nice pressure card that I play. And that's pretty much it for the main deck. Now let's move on to the strides. Alright, for the first strides, we play 3 Supremacy Black Dragon or Geyser Dragon. The skill is Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, and Persona Flip 1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, and this unit gets plus 5,000 power for each grade 1 or less that has been revealed. And then you add them to your hand. Next, we play only 1 Supremacy Black Dragon or Geyser Doomed. Its skill is once per turn, Counterblast 1. Choose a face-up Supremacy Black or Geyser Dragon and flip it face-up. That's why we play 3. And retire 3 of your Rearguards, and it gets a skill. Reveal the 2 cards from the top of your deck for each grade 1 or less revealed with this effect. Choose one of your opponent's Rearguards and retire it. Then put the revealed cards by this effect into your hand. And if the number of Supremacy Black Dragon or Geyser Dragon in your G zone is 3 or more, he gets plus 1 crit. And lastly, for the strides, we play, of course, the 4 Dark Dragon Phantom Blaster Diablo. Its skill is Counterblast 1, once per turn, Persona Flip 1, and retire... Actually, no. That's pretty much it. Then the rest of the effect is, if the number of face-up cards in your G-Zone is 2 or more, until end of turn, this unit gets plus 10,000 and an extra crit, and a new ability. On Vanguard Circle, you choose 3 of your Rearguards and retire them. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, your opponent must retire. They must choose 2 of his or her Rearguards and retire them. Otherwise, they won't be able to guard. So this is a very, very nice finisher right here, because you'd sack off your opponent with your Aura Geysers and all your attacks to beat them down, and then you'd finally hit them off with your Phantom Blaster or Diablo. And if they can't meet that retirement cost, then they simply have to take the attack. That's all that simple. And that's pretty much it for the deck profile, guys. I hope you all enjoy, and shout out to my buddy Tyler for letting me borrow this deck. It's been a lot of fun playtesting and whatnot, and I've definitely tried to tweak it up a bit, but it still works. It still works the same way that he would play it, and that's pretty much it. This is Leonhard out. Peace.